Welcome back to the next edition of Hearthstone Power. Today we got Cloneball, and as you can see, you add 5 copies of 6 random legendary minions makes up your deck. So 1 legendary minion, then there's 4 copies, and then repeat that 6 times for 30 cards. So it's a bit of a BNG today, Blizzard number generator. Let's see, hopefully you get some cool cards in there, and please comment the funnest, most fun combinations that you saw. We just want to show you some of the day 1 Tavern Brawl here. So this one, you'll know that you start with an offensive play. It's not the best play to play it right away. Here we pick Steady Shot, which is, you know, a great hero power. It's getting even better and constructed with Odd Hunter becoming Poke for 3. But you know that turn 3 you'll get another offensive play, so I like to save it there. You could have offensive play, coin up, play something, but we're going to bring back old Ragnaros. It's pretty good early on, so I wouldn't. It's not the best to waste 2 offensive plays on 1 legendary minion, because you know that, no, the reduction's good. Regardless, if you have reduction, it's going to be fine, because then later on you'll just play higher cost cards. You're not looking for cards like Prince Taldaram, because then you have 5 copies of Prince Taldaram, so of course you have other 3 cost minions in your deck, namely Prince Taldaram. You'll see the other one, the 4 cost one, but Taldaram's the one you see in constructed. So here we played Taldaram just in case we miss Gruul, which we did, and then we know we'll need something to clean up on Gruul. We don't want to let that guy get out of hand. Our opponent plays Ixlid, which is fun. Usually you got a faceless manipulator Ixlid to see this many Ixlids, but he just plays 2 and gets 3. And here he probably should have left his Ixlids alive. We reduce Boogie Monster once and go ahead and get one out there. Boogie Monster could go downhill, but it doesn't keep attacking. It just gains +2/+2. And he throws everything at Boogie Monster and goes down to 5 health. And Ragnaros is always an instant cast, especially for 2 mana. We'll take it. Here he should have gone off Boogie Monster, because then he wouldn't leave himself at 6, and he knows I still have lethal. But if he leaves Ragnaros alive, then he has more of a chance of staying alive. With the 2 minions there, then he has a 33% chance to live. Now he has a 100% chance to lose. So these are the small plays, which, you know, this is obviously not constructed again, but we're climbing up. We're at rank, I think you'll see it, we're doing okay, but we're going to get to legend before we show you a few plays. We're at rank 4. We'll climb up. We're happy post nerf day as well. We know that the nerfs came in and everybody's happy. Here we're just gonna have some fun with him and hope to win with Die Insect, which we do. I'm gonna jump right into Pally because I didn't start it too quickly, but all we did was hero power, and he starts his offensive play with Nexus Champion's Rod, which is gonna be tough for a Warlock. You know, he's hero powering to gain a card and then adding a spell to his hand, so that's gonna get interesting. So here we just go for 3 Eldritch the Pures turn 3, opt for 9 attack and 21 health, and know your class, know that Paladin is a mobby class. You know, you try and mob the board with a bunch of minions, so you think, should I wait back with Eldritch the Pure and just set a lot of his attacks to 1, but you're better off. This is one strategy that's going to be pretty common in this week's Tavern Brawl, the Cloneball, is just to mob the board with a bunch of early legendaries and play your offensive plays early. But you might get thwarted by an Arfis and you know, remove all the minions. I forget the name of that one. But here, yeah, once you play a mob deck, and we actually pulled off playing an epic card. We got a Shifter Xeris, which I guess turned into Sea Giant. There was plenty of guys on the board, so it's going to be tough. You'll see in a few of these we actually pull off not playing only legendary minions. especially in rogue class. That one seems to add minions or spells or anything from your opponent's class pretty easily. And yeah, so Warlock has some good combos. I mean, just keep hitting the reset button if you guys don't like what's going on, because you see a lot of the same stuff like Hogger, and I'm seeing a lot of the Curator, but every now and then you'll get, you know, some class specific. So every time you hit play, you're just going to get a different set of cards, and again, 5 copies of 6 different legendaries, and hopefully you can pull it off there. But we mobbed him. We got him beat with Paladin. Hunter, I saw some beast synergy. I think a guy that we play against had a couple of Garzillas early on, but we still managed to fend him off. And Professor Putricide, there's no secret, so that one's going to be impossible to activate, even though it's still a good card. You know, 4 cost 5/4. It's great stats with the aura that it has as well. It's pretty amazing. So here we don't have the greatest cards. The Vorax is obviously impossible to activate. Maybe there's some ways. I mean, I haven't seen all our cards, I guess, but maybe you could get some spells, but it's tough with Hunter. And Harrison Jones is, you know, how often are you going to see a weapon? But you will, because the Arthas can add Frostmourne. I don't know what other weapon you'll end up seeing, but I know I've seen Frostmourne against a friend I played. But it's definitely a fun Tavern Brawl. We've seen this one before, so there's nothing new this week. But, you know, still fun. So, again, so turn 3, you'll get 2 offensive plays if you don't go too early. And you might want to think about playing your offensive plays early. You'll see me do it earlier on, because Lothib is out there. So, if you haven't been Lothib, then, you know, you probably started playing. But, you know, Lothib makes the 5/5 for 5 that makes your opponent's spells cost 5 more next turn. And so you don't lose the offensive play if you just do it. It carries over more than one turn, so sometimes you just throw it out knowing that you might get Lothib blocked. And sometimes you hang on to it because you don't want to play a legendary right away, and you want to play your lower cost legendaries without reducing them. So each time it's different. Aviana's pretty good. He's got some fun ones. I mean, every card in his hand now costs 1. He knows that we can get 1 of those Avianas, but not 2. So I would expect to see a lot of cards from him played this turn, especially legendaries. He just didn't. Oh, he did have Yogg's fun. I like to see that one. And he's cast some spells. I don't know how he casts. I guess a couple spells there. But Cruel the Unshackled drops, and that's got enough power for us. So here you see both Ram Shields. It's a fun card, but we're gonna show you how to kill it here with Poke. That's gonna take the 2 damage. You never want to attack both Ram Shield, because then it deals its attack damage. Otherwise, you just go face and it just absorbs the damage. It can be too high sometimes. You attack for 7 and it absorbs 7 and dives. So here we're down pretty low, but you know, we're teaching you how to never give up and play great here at Hearthstone Power. Maybe you can, you know, I'm sure you'll be able to get Tavern Brawl wins, but you know, it's fun to play well. So you see there we got both done. Now we're getting down pretty low. Well, as low as you can go. Actually, you can go lower, but you have to have lifesteal. So if you add it up, you get him down to 8, kill the 5 so it doesn't absorb it, game's over. Yeah, that was a close one. Yeah, I mean, we even outdid four Avianas, it looked like, and all sorts of other minions. Here we just saw Druid we played against, and now we're going to play as Druid and see what we can do. I think Yeah, this one I get pretty far behind. But that's a better mix. You see, you got some high cost ones, but you're like, now you pretty much know. You got Deathwing, you got Mukla, Tyrant of the Veil, Splintergraft, Hogger. You basically know all your legendaries if you pay attention with your mulligan. And Fuegan. It's going to be tough to pull Fuegan off without Stalag. But I prefer Fuegan. He's got more health, and we're just going to Hogger lock this guy. Just going to see how many Hoggers and Gnolls we can get going. I mean, you can only get... I mean, this doesn't ever really happen. You'll see this guy Terraming, which is a great card for him, too, so... But he actually misplays it, you know. Always hero power or attack if you aren't going to kill something. Like, right now, he should attack in with Terram and hero power. Hero power and attack. He does neither. Well, I guess it costs 3, so he had to choose, but he should have attacked. Because it was a 3-4. So that was a misplay. Don't do that. You'll learn here at Hearthstone Power. We're teaching you. We'll get you up higher than you've been before. So here we don't want to sack our Hoggers. We're just gonna keep Hogger locking him. Let's see how many Gnolls we can get. Splintergraft's a fun card, you know. Add a 10/10 copy of a minion. I don't know. I mean, Wild is probably some crazy. I'm a bit of a standard player, and I know that Serenite seems to be the combo there. So you get 2 10/10s for 10. Other minions I'm sure that are good. I haven't had much time to deal with Splintergraft. But yeah, so happy post nerf day, like I said. Now things are back to being fun again. No more even Paladin so much, called Arms, and we're seeing some new Warlock builds, which is nice. Definitely seeing this even Warlock build up here on the ladder. So yeah, now we played Aya there to try and play against his Terrans. I think he's played enough, and then Yasarj is great in this this one too. I mean, you're gonna start. I mean, you know you're pulling out legendaries. And we just have to... We knew we weren't going to get another Hogger Null, so we sacked one off to clear a minion. Now he's got 2 Yasarj Rage Unbound, so we're definitely not loving this. We're just going to try and pull out as many minions as we can while hiding behind our Null Taunt, and then eventually we want to play as many of these cards out of our hand as we can before it looks like we're going to need a Deathwing, because we got rid of 1 Yasarj, so we'll see. But yeah, definitely try and you know you're going to take some damage here. At least you're not going to take both of them because you get your Null. Hogger's great. You know, it was a great basic card, or classic card, but, you know, you can't normally have 5 of them in your deck. That might help. But, again, you know, here in Tavern Brawl, you learn to play cards that you don't normally get to see. For you, it might be a card like Yasarj Rage Unbound, or even, I think a lot more people have cards like Arch Thief or Farm because they came in, you know, solo adventures. But I just do enough to finally get rid of that Yasarj because it's pretty solid. And you know, hero power is always good. Helps you keep your armor count stay high. And that one's probably the best, Timepiece of Horror. I mean, actually, there, you know, +10/+10, the minion would have been pretty close to lethal and hard to deal with. And now we know, we feel like we have another turn before we can Deathwing, so we're just thinning out his deck, hoping he doesn't have that great cards behind, or that he plays a bunch of them. And picks poorly. See, there he should have gone face, but we have to Deathwing or else we're dead, right? So, you know, play against lethal. Well, as much as you need to take lethal, you gotta play against it too. Maybe there was another line with some sort of taunt, but there really wasn't. So, Deathwing's a great card. It's a great come from behind card, but also, you know, we lost a lot of minions to our hand. Here he's going to save 12 damage to both, as you can see, and just absorbs the 12. It's a cool card. And obviously attack afterwards that absorbs the 12. But yeah, he kept picking Timepiece of Horror, and that's where I think, you know, plus 10 the minion actually does better, because you can direct it. And we like to finish off with the hero. So that was a good game. You know, we get down pretty low, but then we find ways to turn it around. And Deathwing is definitely one of those ways. One of the biggest turnaround cards. I don't see why it's not in more decks. I remember there was a time with Astral Communion where it's certainly out there because you never had a hand, but I guess maybe it's got power creeped on by some of the other Deathwings. Yeah, but I guess you do see it in spiteful decks. It's hard to know. I guess Lady in White isn't good. Looking at our legendaries, it's really not going to help. I mean, Lady in White's certainly a constructed card where you would have to build, you know, some new 0/9 mech taunts and minions that you know, Mogashaw and Ward, and but see here we were tired of getting Loathibed, right? We see Loathib in our hand, so we just go ahead and play ours because we know we're gonna go on turn 3 because we have the coin. And play Skeleton King, right? I mean, I don't know if the reduced cost extends to the deck if I could reveal a Skeleton King, but we got 8 and 6 and 5. We got some pretty high cost minions, so it's a 7/4 that now costs 3 that may just continue to cost 3. Well, I mean, it will continue to cost 3, but it might just keep returning to our hand. And we got another one there, so hopefully we can win a few of these. And there we go. So you see his deck, you know, pay attention to the reveals as well. That's another strategy we like here at Hearthstone Power. We like cards that reveal cards because not only do you get a chance to win them like Raven Familiar, but you get an idea early on of what their deck is and what their synergies are. Especially one, and then you see he has Ragnaros there. So, I mean, don't just say, oh, I lost, and, you know, not pay attention. You got to learn what you're planning on doing. Yeah, so the darkness is fun. I would like to see someone pull this off. I mean, yeah, I'm glad they're mixing up the ones in there. But yeah, obviously some of these have more power than others, and you play against, okay, you know, we've lost our Skeleton Kings. There's more in the deck, but we don't have any more coming back to the hand right now. Yeah, that was a good combo I had, but I didn't press record, and I had a fun old Murkai with Zola the Gorgon, or at least I like to call it Gold Murkai deck. Now once you get some Gruuls out, we can definitely see some synergies with Herald of Eloge and Gruul. That'd be fun. At the end I'll do it, but I think it's a little too late. Yeah, so we were able to save Gruul with the old Mogre's Champion? No, Mogre the Ogre. So he should have gone after Gruul. I guess I don't know why he just traded. But another thing about the darkness candles, which you never know unless you're playing this, is that the candles count for both of them. So once you start shuffling in more candles, then the darkness gets really broken. You're like, man. So we don't heal Gruul there because we know that he should trade Valens to it. And we wouldn't recommend this. You gotta play against lethal. He just, for some reason, heals up, knows he needs, and doesn't kill the 12/5 with a 7/7. So I don't know what that's all about. Well, we do show you the one we wanted to do. Get about 4 Gruuls on the table and then take lethal because we're trying to show you this videos. We're not going to have too much fun with our opponents. But it is a place to kind of have fun out there in Tavern Brawl. I mean, I wouldn't recommend, passing up lethal and messing around on the ladder. But, you see people do it because I don't think they're trying to climb. But if you're trying to climb, then, make the right plays and take lethal when you have it and protect yourself against lethal, like he could have done there, our opponent. So here we got Osrook, Ice Howl, Gazlowe. Is going to be tough, but at least we got Rogue, because we feel like we might be able to add some spells, add some stuff to our hand, and Ice Howl is great for control. I mean, if you get Ice Howl in there, you shouldn't be losing, because then we're going to double up the offensive play on Ice Howl, because he just costs way too much. And help him, because he's got 10 coming at us, so we definitely needed to slow down his attack. I haven't seen anyone bust open a pack from Elise yet. There he could have gone around because he knows that I can't attack his face. So I don't think he's a great player. Doesn't really know how Ice Howl works. I'd have to attack into his and he could have dealt 5 more damage to our face. Love seeing Shaku. So that's what I'm saying. There's one legendary that'll add who knows what. Well, we know it's going to be a druid spell. Or it's just a druid card, right? So Shaku's great. So we're just gonna continue playing control with these Ice Howls. I mean, obviously Living Mana is a great card, but Umbra's great too. I don't think he's gonna have too much synergy. It'd be hard to get Umbra synergy, seeing we've seen most of his legendaries now, but Loatheb's good too. Loatheb would have been a better one for him to reduce early on. So now we've got Dark Whispers, we got Living Mana, no 1-cost spells yet, but we're still working on some crazy rogue synergies. I mean, Echo Rogue is actually viable on the ladder. I've seen it work out just fine. He thought he could keep Ysera for a bit, but we're just gonna give our Ice Howl taunt, which is very helpful. There's the 1-cost spell. We'll give our taunt a little more health too. And we got a Gorilla A-bot. So that was from Gazlowe. So he gives us a random mech. Shaku gives us a random opponent class card. And we're going to have a bit too many cards on our hand. That's why we just play the offensive play and let it marinate, because sometimes, I forget the next turn, but it'll add an offensive play to your hand. And if they're glowing orange, that means good. Go ahead and cast them. Those were like the best mech options ever, but Iron Sensei is so good. So yeah, Shaku there gave us Ancient of War, which so it'll give you anything from their class. I wonder if it'll give you a hero or their weapon. Probably will. Just have to attack enough times. Yeah, Iron Sensei goes downhill real fast. I'm sure with end of turn trigger twice or something too there. So then we got another 1-cost spell. But and we actually, well, it's not deal armor, it's gain armor. So we're gonna need to try and gain some more armor. He has Alina's our hand, which is pretty solid. Alright, 5 copies of Azalina Soul Thief is a bit much. He's trying to stop the bleeding, but I appreciate him not conceding here so I can show you a bit more of this deck. Let's add another mech. Coulda. Snow Chugger's great. So yeah, this Tavern Brawl is super wild. I mean, it's like, I haven't seen many of the standard cards. So that's another reason to have fun in Tavern Brawl. You get to play wild, which probably most people don't play as much. And like, I didn't really even see much of the Naga Giants deck because I just don't play wild. But I keep all my old cards. I don't know why. I should just disenchant them. I keep them for Tavern Brawl, so I don't have to build wild decks in Tavern Brawl. I like Tavern Brawl. It's just like it's like Tavern Brawl should be. Just This we got the old one of my favorites, a card I've kept that we have, Miscaller, as we call it, Missballer. He gets a strong start, and without Missballer effects, I don't think we got him. So I'm pretty sure now he does what I recommend, you know, the double offensive play on 3. Oh no, yeah, he had already played 1, but this ended up being 2. Because Garzilla doesn't cost 4, it costs 7. But that, staring at 2 6/9s that double their attack when they take damage is pretty scary. He's not happy that we had 2 Missballers for some reason. But yeah, he's got lethal if we don't do something about it. So, we gotta play Taunt. Hogger is great, you know, especially the 6/6 Togger, gonna help us clear the board. So, and Dollmaster Dorian is a fun one. You just gotta know your deck. So he knows maybe it's gonna be tough for him to get 1/1 Garzillas. That's not gonna work. So luckily we got Taunt there. So now we know we get 2 taunts, just enough to ward off his 36 attack. And we flooded the board with Ginzos because we were way behind. I don't know what he could have got from Goblin Mech Torque, but he knows it's lethal. And he concedes. But that was a fun game. I was scared of those Garzillas when they came out. But Missballer helps you, solves all problems. Warlock's got some good ones in there. A friend of mine said Glinda Crowskin and Skycap and Crag was pretty awesome, especially when you give your minions Echo and their legendaries that cost like 1 with charge. I mean, that's a pretty good combo. And he was like, I couldn't even beat him with Antonidas, and I was like, oh well, you don't have many spells, but I guess you do have the offensive play, so you could activate, and then you have infinite fireballs once you have 1. Here we got a crazy cat. Yeah, Finley's not one you want to see in your list. I mean, it's good tempo play, but then you ended up changing your hero power 5 times. Blingtron's fun. Hey, you know, that's a great one. Blingtron was actually once run in Pirate Mage, but that was years ago. Yeah, we didn't draw any Murloc beasts or dragons. We know that. But we do have some Taunt now, which he does a good job of clearing off here. So that's again, like I recommend the double offensive play, just, you know, to control the board. Yeah, Leroy helps with board control, and the Blood Razor is going to help clear off the whelps for the Leroy. So just left with one Curator. And we see those Leech Kings, so we're like, hey, Barnes looks pretty good. If we could Barnes a Leech King, we'd be happy. But we Barnes a Master Oakheart, a Battle Cry. Oh well. Can't get them all right. But Mage slows down. It's just poking us. Now we got reduced cost Leech King. That's always good. Yeah, I wonder what are y'all's ideas on the best Leech King cards. I mean, I guess it depends on the moment. But Death and Decay is probably usually the one you're looking for, right? I mean, especially in the old meta. New meta, I don't know. New meta, I think we're seeing Quest Priest. And then now it's creative deck building, which is the way the meta should be. The meta's kind of fixed right now. I'm happy. I think we got one more game for you here with Warrior. But if you enjoyed this, go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe. And that's another idea you want to do in the Tavern Brawl is, obviously, if you're going to reduce the cost of the legendaries, you want to have as many as you can in your hand. So if you got all 4 Hoggers in the beginning, you'd be stoked. So yeah, this is Hoggerlock. That's one of our you know, favorite combos here today is just go ahead and see if he can ever get past taunt. I don't think they would be able to. They'd need hoggers themselves, or Yesard Rage Unbound would do it, because then they just can fill the board. They need more minions than us, which with 3 hoggers just isn't going to happen. We're not at 3 yet, but we got 3 nulls. So yeah, let me know, comment, like, subscribe. Definitely comment your crazy combos, and definitely subscribe for the new videos we'll be putting up. We are climbing on up the ladder, and hopefully we'll start showing you some of the new constructed here shortly. But yeah, he's gonna have a tough time getting past hoggers. Maybe he does. Arthas can add any of those Leech King cards. Obviously he would want to clear off all our minions. Maybe he does. Can't kill any more minions. Yeah, Doom Pact. Oh no. They turned it around there with the Doom Pact. And then pay attention to the burn card. You see he's got N'Zoth the Corruptor and Arthas, so he's got some Death Rattle synergy for sure. And there we go for old Ysera. Never go wrong with Ysera, except when they got Tarim too. So we went from having the board to 1 Doom Pact and kind of losing it there. I like Archthief for Fom, especially against the Sunkeeper Tarim, but to give a minion +10/+10 doesn't work out for me. I probably should have gone with something else. Fill the board, now that you think about it, with the Sunkeeper Tarim would have been best. Should have hero powered there. He would have had a 3/3 instead of a 1/1. So these guys, I mean, I don't know how you don't know how to play Sunkeeper Tarim. It's pretty self-explanatory. And we want to keep the minion count, because I know he's played a few Sunkeeper Tarims, but now we're playing against Sunkeeper Tarim, which he should clear off our minion and hero power if he's going to Sunkeeper Tarim again. But he doesn't even hero power there, so I don't know what this guy's thinking. We destroy a beast. We got our Hemet Nesingway off like a boss. And Laughing Sisters was okay, but looking back on it, I should have played Kel'Thas, so I could have given it +10/+10. I can't target Laughing Sister. I would have loved to, taken lethal right there. If I played Kel'Thas, the game's over. So we don't get them all right, or we show you some different lines to play. But now he's low on health, so we don't know how much this Frostmourn's gonna work for him, but you can grab a minion when you can. Hey, there's that old N'Zoth synergy. 3 Arthases. Well, not bad. So we just got a Cthulhu. We get 1 on his face. No, he's at 1. We have plenty of health, but if we would have picked the other timepiece, then it would have been over. But we get him here. It's a Cthulhu. It's a Cthulhu deck. Just a 6/6 Cthulhu. That's how good Cthulhu was. Even without being able to beef it, you can still try and win with just an old Cthulhu. That was our last ditch ever. You see, we check, hit end turn, and no, you can't, and you win. Alright, well, we'll see you next time on Hearthstone Power.